guys, it's Tom here and welcome to a brand new Liverpool transfer news video where we will talk about Liverpool preparing to break their transfer record for the Uruguay striker Darwin Nunez, who is playing for Benfica, and he scored an incredible 35 goals last season, or this season that just finished. And also Liverpool rejected a second bid for Sadio Mane, so all the details will be in this video. If you enjoy these, leave a like and subscribe if you are new around here. And Jack Talbot, the journalist who actually broke the news originally that Darwin Nunez will be heading to the Premier League, Jorge Mendes signed an agreement with agent Eugenio Lopez, and both of them will represent the striker in the Premier League talks. He is now revealing that, and I quote, "My understanding from speaking to those in Portugal is that Darwin Nunez has now prioritized Liverpool as a first choice club. It has been reported in the UK that Liverpool are preparing a huge bid for Darwin Nunez, and that comes also after Bayern Munich had a second bid rejected by Liverpool for Sadio Mane, which was a pretty insulting bid. More details on that later. But according to the journalists, Liverpool are prepared to smash their transfer record for Darwin Nunez, but they also face competition from Manchester United and Atletico Madrid. Dominic King, who is a very reliable journalist, writes in the Daily Mail, "Liverpool want to sign Darwin Nunez and they are prepared to smash their transfer record to get him. And Darwin Nunez is keen on Liverpool. His imagination was captured by the Anfield atmosphere. He played against Liverpool in the Champions League quarterfinals and he scored against Liverpool both home and away. Man United and Atletico Madrid are also interested in him." Of course, Liverpool don't really want to enter a bidding war with these clubs, but it looks like Liverpool are being okay with breaking their transfer record, which is £75 million, which we paid for Virgil van Dijk. So if Liverpool want to bid for 77-80 million, that would be an absolutely huge deal. But maybe that's what it takes for Liverpool to get Darwin Nunez. And Darwin Nunez, being only 22 years old, he could be our Erling Haaland type of transfer, where he could play for Liverpool for the next 10 years. But even if not, we can easily recoup the value, recoup the transfer fee. So even if we pay 80 million for Darwin Nunez, we could get this guy to become a £100 million player in the future. If I'm correct, I think his potential is sky high and he's a complete striker. And The Athletic reports that David Ornstein reported in April that a lot of elite clubs gathering to register an interest among Darwin Nunez. Man United, Chelsea, Paris Saint-Germain were among contenders to sign him. West Ham tried with a bid and failed in January. Newcastle United tried as well. His former agent suggested that Atletico Madrid were the club who had shown the most interest. But right now it looks like Liverpool are the favorites to sign Darwin Nunez, and I'm really excited about this. So this season he scored 34 goals in 41 games for Benfica, 6 goals in 10 Champions League games, which is really significant, having scored against Barcelona, 2 goals against Liverpool, and he also got 4 assists for Benfica last season. And he wasn't always this prolific. In his first season with Benfica he only scored 14 goals, and before that he played in the Spanish second division for Almeria, where he scored 16 goals in 32 games. That's still a pretty decent goal return for a 20-year-old player. And the Sky Sports are reporting that Liverpool are considering a huge offer worth around 100 million euros for Darwin Nunez. But according to Sky Sports, Liverpool don't really want to pay over the odds for Darwin Nunez. The big question is, how much does Liverpool value Nunez? Do they value him as a 60 million pound player or a 70 million pound player? I think the maximum that we should pay is 70 million, but if Benfica asks for 80 million, yeah, that's debatable whether Liverpool should pay that or not. And Sky Sports news reporter Vinny O'Connor said that the fact that Liverpool spoke to Kylian Mbappe multiple times and tried to sign him shows how strongly Liverpool want to sign an attacker, a striker. It makes sense with Salah and Firmino entering the final year of their contracts, and of course the potential departure of Sadio Mane. Origi have already left. Minamino could leave. We value him about for about 15 million pounds. So it makes a lot of sense for Liverpool to bring in Darwin Nunez. And James Spears is saying that 85 million pounds is a massive fee for Darwin Nunez, but he's only 22 years old and it would be a long-term investment for Liverpool, and you can amortize that transfer fee throughout his contract. So if he signs a 5-year contract, it's essentially just 20 million per season. Also, Liverpool, according to James Spears, should be able to generate a big amount of money, a big amount of that transfer fee through player sales. We want to sell Sadio Mane for around 40 million. We want to sell Ned Phillips for around 10 million. We want to sell Neco Williams for 15 million. Oxlade-Chamberlain another 10 million. So if you add all these up, you almost get 80 million out of these 4 or 5 players that are for sale. We could sell Takumi Minamino as well for another 15 million. One of the reasons why Benfica want to sell Darwin Nunez for such a high fee is that they have a 20% sell-on clause included in his contract with Almeria. So if Benfica get like 80 million pounds, they have to pay 16 million of that transfer fee to Almeria. They only signed him for 24 million euros, which is around 20 million pounds in 2020. So this would be basically quadrupling his transfer fee. The fact is, and Paul Joyce is writing this in the Times newspaper, he's also very reliable Liverpool correspondent. Liverpool have been told it will take a club record 100 million euros to sign Darwin Nunez from Benfica. That's about 85 million pounds. Benfica will look to sell high if they lose him, and they are seeking about 85 million. Because Almeria will receive 20% of any profit Benfica make on the transfer, Liverpool have not made a bid at this stage, and they will continue to look at other targets. But the possibility of moving to Liverpool and working with Jurgen Klopp will appeal a lot to Darwin Nunez. And also Jurgen Klopp previously praised Darwin Nunez and he said that he will become a fantastic player in the future. And the Portuguese outfit report is saying that Jurgen Klopp is crazy about Darwin Nunez and Liverpool will offer 100 million euros for him. Liverpool willing to close the most expensive acquisition in the club's history, and the forward has already told Benfica that he intends to play at Anfield. And that is very, very, very exciting news. It looks like that the Darwin Nunez transfer is about to happen, because Liverpool don't bid 100 million euros for a player unless they are absolutely convinced that they can sign him. But a Uruguay journalist, Sebas Giovanelli, also said that Man United and Newcastle are also bidding for Darwin Nunez, and they are the teams that are closest to signing the attacker at this time. So there are conflicting reports coming from different sources of the media, different journalists. David Lynch, who is another journalist, is saying that Liverpool don't really want to get into a bidding war for Darwin Nunez with Manchester United. The recruitment staff of Liverpool already have some better value targets lined up if the asking price escalates quickly, a tactic that has worked for Liverpool before. So if Benfica ask for even crazier money, Liverpool might walk away. But that means Man United or Newcastle are getting a player who probably will become world class in the future. And David Maddock, a journalist working for the Mirror newspaper, is saying that Liverpool are angry and very insulted and frustrated by Bayern Munich's second bid, which is 24 million plus 6 million in add-ons. But the add-ons, the bonuses, will only be triggered if Bayern Munich win the Champions League 3 times in a row. And also if Sadio Mane wins the Ballon d'Or 3 times in a row, that's the only way Liverpool are getting the additional 6 million. That's an absolute joke of an insulting lowball offer. So David Maddock is reporting that Liverpool out of hand rejected the bid, and Bayern sporting director Hasan Salihamidzic has been told by Liverpool in no uncertain terms that Bayern's approach is insulting. Unless Bayern come up with a bid of 35 million at least, plus 7 million add-ons in realistic add-ons and bonuses. So if Bayern Munich get to the Champions League semi-final or the Champions League final in the next 3 years, then some of the bonus will be triggered. If Bayern win the Bundesliga 3 years in a row, that I think that's a more realistic bonus clause in the contract. But yeah, it's a little bit insulting what Bayern Munich are trying to do. I mean, if Eden Hazard was worth £100 million or 100 million euros when he had 1 year left on his contract at Chelsea and he went to Real Madrid for that amount, then Mane is worth at least 50 million euros, and that's what Liverpool are asking for. We are asking for 50 million euros, which is around 42 million pounds. And also, unless Bayern Munich pay that, I don't really think Liverpool will entertain any offers for Sadio Mane. And the Bild newspaper is reporting that the Bayern Munich chief Hasan Salihamidzic has told Liverpool that he's willing to fly to Merseyside to conduct negotiations for Mane face to face. And Bild says to smooth relations, Salihamidzic has offered to fly to Liverpool and to personally conduct the transfer negotiations. Bayern CEO Oliver Kahn is said to be willing to be part of the delegation. Bayern have already agreed personal terms and a 3-year contract with Mane. And I think Liverpool should accept this, because there is no way that if they come face to face that they can't agree on a compromise and maybe sell Sadio Mane for something like 35 million plus 5, 6, 7 million add-ons. I think that would be a realistic transfer. And I wish Mane all the best. He scored a last-minute penalty winner against Rwanda yesterday, I think in the AFCON qualifiers, and that concludes Mane's international tournament. So he will now go on holiday, and I'm sure that next season he will start at Bayern Munich, and hopefully Liverpool get a decent transfer fee for him, because we can use that transfer fee to sign somebody like Darwin Nunez, and to swap Mane for Nunez, and to have also other players in the squad ready to be sold. I think we would recoup a lot of the transfer fee that we would have to pay to Benfica for Darwin Nunez. So let me know what you think about all these transfer news and updates in the comments below, and thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed this. Have a nice day. See you later. Goodbye.